if you get those high levels, it can be harder to have available potassium because it's not allowing potassium to hold on to any exchange sites. So it may take higher levels of potassium to actually displace some of that calcium and magnesium from exchange sites. So you have, available potassium in the soil. So it's really that base saturation is like, what's the
Oh
ratio
man,
of calcium to magnesium to potassium? And you can really see those in our test.
he was doing so good. He was doing so good. See, again, he conflated it. He conflated the amounts that are in the soil relative to the ratios that are in the soil. He doesn't understand the difference between the concentration in the soil solution or the concentration in the soil extractable levels and the errant viewpoint of ratios between these two. The ratios don't matter. What matters is the extractable level. So, for example, you may have the ratios completely out of whack and say pH or CEC soil 15 or 20, and the ratios could be completely, who knows what they are. But let's say the ratios were actually flipped on magnesium, where it was like a 1 to 3 calcium to magnesium. As long as the calcium is above like 300 or 400 parts per million, whatever the critical limit is for that turf grass, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference because the test itself tells you it's extracting that much out, and we know that extractable amount out is correlated to a turf response. It doesn't make any difference what the relationship is to other elements or to magnesium in this case. He was doing so good. You were doing so good, Chris. But base saturation is silly and it's wasteful.
What those balances are, between those nutrients, and that's a pretty good indicator of
of BS. It's a pretty good indicator you're dealing with a huckster, con artist, charlatan. That's what it is. It's a very good indicator you're dealing with someone who's delusional and unfortunately suffering from turfgrass BS disorder is what it is.